back to my channel. So today we're going to do a video on how to do a transfer using a normal Inkjet printer, a custom design, a piece of thin particle board, and 4 kinds of different glue, which we will be comparing in the end of the video to see which one has the best end result. So let's prepare some wooden bases for the test I want to do for my transfers. And I'm just going to use this tool. This is called an edge beveler, and normally it's used for leather crafting, but I'm going to use it on this soft wood. And I'm just going to run it over the sharp edges. And it makes it into a 45 degree, so it looks nice. And it works on the MDF as well. It takes a little bit of force, but it works. You can also just sand your edges. It will look just as nice. So with and without. And now I'm just going to add a layer of this paint. I got it in a crafting kit and it should work because it's a matte color. You don't want to use a glossy paint because that will make the paint not stick as well. I'm waiting on a delivery of some foam brushes because that will make this a lot easier. But I'm just going to cover the whole thing and the sides as well. So as you know, I prepped my bases, so those are done, and I already printed out my design. I just need to make it the right size. So let's do that before we stick it on. So it needs to be a little bit thinner than this. So let's take this much off. So I just printed it out on my printer. So it's just an inkjet printer. So let's make it about the same width as here. I'd rather have it be a little bit smaller than the base than bigger. So I think about here. So I want to try it a little bit different. I'm going to put the glue on the paper instead of on the wood. That way I know that there's glue everywhere. I'm going to be using the same one again just to try. I want to try the other ones as well, but let's go for this one first. And I put a little bit of water into it to make it a little bit thinner. So let's see. Just gonna spread it out on here. Hopefully it's not going to curl up too much. Okay, so there's glue on that side. Let's do some glue on the wood as well. So we want to do a decent amount, I figured. So let's just put it all on there. And I'm hoping that watering it down a little bit will make it easier to smooth down my design. So let's put this on. Let's go for this. And now, this time I prepped and I got a card. I'm just going to try and smooth it out. But I don't want to stress the paper too much. So I don't feel too many bubbles. So I think it's looking good. As you can see, it's stuck all the way down. I did get a little bit of glue on the top, so hopefully it's not going to mess up getting the paper off too much. So we're going to have to wait for 24 hours for this to dry, and then we can rub off the paper. I'm just going to grab a sponge, and I don't want to really soak it. I just want to make it wet enough to lift, because if you make it too wet, the glue gets soft. At least that's what I've learned from the things I've did before. So as you can see, it's getting wet here, and I think there might be a little bit of glue on top of this area. Just wetting it a little bit more with my finger. I'm really hoping this one works. So let's see if we can remove the top paper. Let's try it with the sponge, just carefully. So as you can see, it's removing quite nicely. So I'll just do that for the whole piece and I'll show you in the end. So here's what the results are. I don't know what I did wrong. I think I had some air pockets because you can see it's only in certain spots. Like this area looks absolutely amazing and it's not even had a varnish over it. So I'm really hopeful the other ones will do better. But this was the Deco glue and I'll show you my other results. So here are the final results and I'm actually a bit surprised by the outcome. I didn't expect them to be so different. So let me share my thoughts on these. Let's start with the one on the top. So for this one I used my PVA glue. This is the glue I use for my paint pouring and a lot of my other craft projects. Then the second one is just a standard wood glue. The third is the one we did together. And for the final one I used a patch glue from the Action, which is a glue and varnish combination, just as the deco glue from the Xenos. So as you can see, the results are very different. Each one has a different character to it, but the one that stands out must be the one with the PVA glue. The colors are just so much more vibrant. You can really see the blue, and it was also a lot easier to remove all the paper. Comparing it to the one with the patch glue, the colors are a lot more muted and there's still a bit of paper on top, which really didn't want to come off. And the one with the deco glue has some holes in it that I actually painted over. I really think if I didn't have that much air bubbles, it would have been just fine. And finally, the one with the wood glue, it's just a mess. No matter how hard I tried, I just couldn't get the paper off. So it's just really patchy. So I really think the PVA glue is the big winner. The colors are really vibrant, the black is really black, the details are really good. It did need a little bit more drying time, but if I have to wait just one more extra day to get this kind of result, I think it's worth the wait. I'm very excited to do a little bit more testing with this technique. So if you like to see what else you can do with this PVA glue, please subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any future uploads. And for now, thank you for watching and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye everyone!